all of you, welcome to video 11. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about the still point, okay, the center of meditation. Now, this can also be very useful and beneficial in your everyday life, not necessarily just in meditation, but I'm going to explain a little bit more. Remember, we're growing, we're adding new elements, we're adding new layers to meditation. And you know, if you've been with me and you've been practicing, you know, there is no rush. You don't have to move into something that you're not ready for to advance your meditations. I'm just simply putting the information out there to make you think how you can use this in your everyday life, you know, not necessarily just through meditation. So talking about the still point, talking about the center, all right, so I'm going to use this as the eye of the storm, the eye of a hurricane. Let's go there. Thinking about life, thinking about your outer experiences as being the hurricane, okay? You can't control everything that's going on around here. You can't control your outer experience, but what you can control is how you're going to react to it, how you're going to respond to it, and how you're going to allow it to affect you on an everyday kind of basis. So when I'm talking about the still point, when I'm talking about centeredness, this practice can actually help you if you notice that you're going through some anxiety, if you're very high, like if you're reacting very quickly, if your reaction time is very fast too. So if you're at that high anxiety point, bringing it to a still point is going to help you kind of push that energy away from you and bring that back into center. Center equals still point. So for me, I like to bring that back into my home base. Now, centered still point doesn't always mean home base, because remember, in some of the past videos, your home base could change from meditation to meditation. So your still point, though, is going to be something you consistently go back to. Okay, you're consistently there, and you go back to that point whenever you feel like there's a hurricane going in. That is the eye of the hurricane. For me, that is, again, my solar plexus here. And the reason is because this is where I carry everything, my emotions, my fear, my guilt. But, you know, even it doesn't always have to be a lower vibrational energy that I carry here, but because this here is comfort for me. This is home, all right? And the reason I say comfort, if you think about your stomach, which is what this chakra is, it's right there with your digestion in your stomach. If you think about how you eat and you think about those comfort foods that you go to, you know, you eat for comfort, whether it's healthy, nourishing food or whether it's yucky, not so great food. But for me, that is home. So I always bring that here whenever I'm going through my own little hurricane, and I have to bring it back to home base. Remember, this is home base for me. Home base can be different every time. So centered point, still point. Another thing is that because I am a very visual person, when I close my eyes, I can see the color of the chakra here. And that always reminds me, okay, this is where I am. I'm in the present moment. I can see my yellow. I can feel everything going on in my stomach. My stomach's always very active. I can always hear it. And it always brings me back into that present moment. So using this as a still point for me is consistent. I'm very consistent with it. But for you, it could be something different. Again, it could be that third eye. You can bring that back into your head. You can bring that into your throat chakra, that centeredness. But for some other people, it could be the tailbone. It could be the spine, okay? Because if you think about this here, this is a structure. This is the stability, the base. The base chakra is about structure and stability, firmness, okay? So, and this is red. So whenever you're feeling the chaos going on, maybe you need to feel like you're stable, structured, grounded. And so you go to the spine, you go to that base chakra, okay? You go to that the sacrum here, and you just feel that in that area. Sometimes when you're doing meditation, you know, that's sitting on that sits bone there. It's like that is where your base chakra resides, and so that may be your still point. So paying attention to how your body is speaking to you, how your mind is going. If you start to feel yourself in high tension and chaos, bringing it to that still point is going to help you bring it back into the present moment and bring it back into center and focus for you. Okay, so for instance, like at work, okay, when I'm at work and I start to notice that I'm very reactionary, okay, I'm reacting and I'm not really responding and I'm not really observing, I'm just reacting. What I'll do is I'll just close my eyes for a couple of minutes and I'll just bring it back to that still point for me. I'll visualize the color yellow. I'll take in a nice deep couple breaths and just, okay, I'm seeing my yellow. It's comforting for me. It feels like home for me. This feels good to me. And right now there could be so much chaos going on in my outer experience, but I'm not there. I'm not present. I'm not reacting. I'm not listening. I'm not observing. Right now, I'm at my still point, okay? So what I want you to do after you're done with this video is I want you to explore what that still point can look like for you. Okay, where are you gonna go when you feel like you can't go anywhere? Okay, and that's very, very useful for right now at this time. If you guys have noticed different memes being put out there that says, hey, when you can't go outside, go within. And this is a perfect time to do that and to find what that looks like for you. How you can go within when you can't go out, because we learn so much when we go internally. We learn so much about ourselves. We learn so much about how to deal and how to cope and how to really settle ourselves in a time where we can't control anything. What you can control is your centeredness. You can control your home base. You can control that centered spot, okay? So that, always going back to that, bringing that comfort back to yourself. When everything else you cannot control, you can control that. All right, so I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.